Curry of women's basketball, and she has done nothing to push that back. I mean, this young lady is spectacular. She's been great for women's basketball overall.
Angel Reese balled out. Angel Reese is a stud, and we have been on this show, and myself, I've been championing Angel Reese. I will also say Joe Biden is tripping.
It's college basketball, but women's basketball. I think she has the potential, when all is said and done, to be arguably the greatest ever. Because when you have that kind of range and that kind of handle, and you can pull up from the parking lot.
Absolutely tripping. Let me preface with that. That must be said, that must be heard. But I would be remiss to not mention that it appears we have lost our ability to disagree respectfully in society.
Angel Reese's tantrum against the Connecticut Sun has fans asking, did she just cross the line completely? A simple play turned chaotic when Bria Hartley accidentally grabbed her braid, and Reese's fiery reaction left the crowd reeling. The shocking aftermath is raising questions about her focus on basketball versus her focus on staying at the center of drama. What's really driving this headline-making behavior? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Angel Reese has never been shy about setting rules when it comes to her personal space, especially her hair. In interviews, she's been vocal about how much her look matters to her both on and off the court. After all, it's part of her brand. Mess with my game? Fine.
Steph Curry, for crying out loud. I think that's something that you can transition to the next level, and it's going to be spectacular to see, and I can't wait to see it. But here's the reality of the situation.
And saying a joke or we not coming period, which he also said on social media to the First Lady of the United States. I don't condone that. In the same manner that I don't condone the founder of Barstool saying that Angel Reese is a classless piece of poop.
That's terrible. She instigated this kind of stuff. Let's call it what it is. She was waving. She was doing the Cena. How about what she did to Raven Johnson? She didn't just go into the lane and not guard her against South Carolina.
Celebrating in the face of Caitlin Clark. I think that you can disagree with Angel Reese celebrating in the face of Caitlin Clark, and you can disagree with Dr. Joe Biden saying that the losing team can come to the White House without doing it disrespectfully.
Mess with my hair, not happening. She once quipped during a post-game presser, leaving no doubt about her no-touching policy. Over the years, whether through tweets, press conferences, or even her irritation with fans who get a little too close at events, Reese has cemented this boundary as one she'll aggressively enforce. Fast forward to the heated clash with Bria Hartley. Some would say it was harmless, a simple, accidental grab during a fast-paced play. But instead of brushing it off, Reese turned the moment into a full-blown confrontation. It wasn't just anger, it was an all-eyes-on-me performance as she shouted at Hartley, gesturing furiously while the refs watched. Hartley, looking stunned, quickly tried to apologize, but Reese was already too caught up in her reaction to let it go. Here's what's wild, this fierce outrage feels at odds with Reese's own reputation. She's made headlines for her in-your-face style of play, from trash-talking opponents to intentionally brushing against players as she jogs down the court. Fans remember the viral moment last season when she got in an opponent's face after a block, seemingly daring them to do something about it. Other athletes have found themselves in similar spots, yet handled things differently. Take Skylar Diggins-Smith, for example. When she faced a similar hair-related mishap during a game, her first reaction was to laugh it off, recognizing the chaotic pace of the match rather than assuming bad intent. The contrast couldn't be more striking. Reese demands respect for her space, yet her actions toward other players rarely extend the same courtesy. So, is this about maintaining dignity?
They're highly gifted and skilled, and we should give them the love and respect and deference they deserve. But I'm going a step further with this. We all know that there's a white-black issue here. Because the fact of the matter is, when Caitlin did it,
there is a fine line between confidence and arrogance. Everyone in society navigates walking it. I know that I do. But we have to be mindful of disagreeing respectfully.
People were celebrating it, and they were talking about nothing but her greatness. But then the second a sister stepped up and threw it back in her face, now you got half the basketball world saying,
I do not think that it behooves, because I cannot find the value in laughing in the face of the first lady. I can't find that value. So I would be remiss to, while I champion
or simply staying in the spotlight. Fans are irritated, pointing out how selectively she applies her own rules. And for a player trying to carry a league on her shoulders, is this inconsistency helping or hurting her credibility? Angel Reese talks a big game about growing women's basketball, claiming she wants to be a cultural icon for the sport. In interviews, she said things like, "It's not just about basketball, it's about changing the game for the next generation." Her social media presence reflects this ambition, from sharing inspirational posts to calling out inequalities in the sport. But is this about building the game or just building her own image? To some, her behavior in moments like the Hartley incident makes it hard to tell. Take Caitlin Clark, for example. She's another star of women's basketball who's making waves, but she gets attention for a very different reason. Clark's game speaks louder than her words. She's known for her focus on elevating her team and moving the league forward without stirring up unnecessary drama. While Reese was making headlines over hair-grabbing dramas, Clark was on the court, dishing out assists and breaking records like it's just another day. The contrast isn't just noticeable, it's impossible to ignore. Clark plays through tough situations with a calm attitude that keeps the conversation about basketball, while Reese's blowups tend to suck all the air out of the room and shift the focus onto her. And here's where it gets tricky. Reese's actions don't happen in a vacuum.
Well, you know what? That's not the classiest thing to do.
Yeah.
That's not the way.
It was the exact same thing.
It was the exact same thing. Now, you
Exact
can make
same
an
thing.
argument.
simultaneously, at least publicly, whether she sees this or not, hold accountable respect that I believe the elderly in society deserve, respect that I believe those that are credentialed via doctorates and via educational status deserve.
That if they're doing excessive celebration in her face after the game is over, all right, then you can make that argument. But you had people complaining about it when she was doing it during the game. Wait a minute.
And the respect that those, I believe, who hold positions of power in society and the world deserve. Angel Reese, absolute stud, absolute baller. I am a champion. And she is, more importantly, a literal champion, while I am a...
The Chicago Sky recently lost back-to-back games, and analysts have started questioning if locker room chemistry, or the lack of it, is contributing. Reese's fiery personality might be part of what made her a star, but when every move she makes creates controversy, that energy can weigh heavily on team morale. Some fans argue her need to be the dominant personality is becoming a distraction. Stats aside, how does it look when your most visible player keeps ending up in heated altercations instead of leading on the court? Whether Reese's reactions are genuine or strategic is up for debate, but there's no denying they've created a persona more fitting for reality TV than professional basketball. At some point, her legacy might hinge on whether people remember her for her game, or the chaos swirling around her every step of the way. Will Reese ever let her performance on the court do the talking, or is she already too far gone from being a true athlete's athlete? Now, Angel Reese knows how to grab headlines, but when it comes to grabbing points for her team, the story isn't as strong. Moments like the clash with Bria Hartley focus more on her reactions than her gameplay, leaving fans asking, is this about basketball or staying relevant? Actions like these make her look more like a reality TV star than a WNBA leader. Are you remembered for your impact or just for the mess you left behind? That question looms over her rising celebrity. What do you think? Does Reese's behavior elevate the league, or does it come at its expense?